As their module traversed the perimeter tunnel, Kenom felt a bit uneasy about the silence of his guest Master Wu. He could tell that Master Wu was thinking, but of what he had no idea. Kenom tried again to engage him in conversation. Were you the only passenger? He said. I noticed that you were alone when I boarded the spacecraft. Kenom thought, how stupid of me to say that. Anyone could tell he was the only one on board. Wu smiled and said, the others went off to eat and to be entertained by the Flextons at their VIP room. I preferred to wait in the craft. I see, said Kenom. That was probably a good choice. The Flextons' idea of entertainment is watching the universal vision. Wu smiled and nodded, yes, I know. The module ride was slow, and Kenom felt a sense of serene peacefulness as they rode silently along the perimeter tunnel. Have you ever been to O before, Master Wu? Yes, once, was his reply. Really, said Kenom. When was that? Long ago, said Wu. That's nice, said Kenom. Kenom thought to himself, that's nice? What kind of answer is that? I must sound like a low lever. After about a half-hour mark, they pulled into the platform at the mini-dome. Well, this is it, said Kenom. I hope you will find my dome to your liking. Wu smiled. It will be an honor to stay with you. Patrolman Kenom. It will be an honor to stay with you, Patrolman Kenom. Enew was waiting at the module platform. Master Wu, may I present my duty partner and good friend, Patrolman Enew. We share this dome together. How do you do, Master Wu, said Enew. It is a pleasure to meet you, Enew, said Wu. To be a good friend of someone is a noble thing to be. Enew looked over at Kenom, a bit surprised, and answered, rather proudly, Thank you, Master Wu. Please, come this way, I have your room ready. Kenom turned to Enew and said, Thank you, Enew, for having things ready. When they got to Master Wu's room, Kenom said, We have a good view of O from our forward portal. If you'd like, I can. Thank you, but I will be fine here, said Master Wu. Well, if you change your mind, Enew and I will be out in the main electro room. Master Wu just nodded. As Kenom was leaving, he turned to Wu and said, We also have some very fine books I brought from Zimmnel. If you think you might be interested. His voice trailed off as he could see he was only going to get a nod from Wu, which he did. Kenom and Enew sat in the main electro room and said nothing, even though their brains were full of thoughts and questions about their guest. They just couldn't manage to put their thoughts into words. They both felt a presence in their dome, but somehow they knew that words alone could not express their feelings. Like Master Wu, they sat and said nothing. They could see light coming from under the door of Master Wu's room and could hear a faint sound of soft music being played on a flute. They would glance over from time to time but made no comment to each other. The night was spent in such a way. The next morning Kenom was energized and his brain was racing. He had many questions to ask his guest. He couldn't wait to see him again. So he went to Master Wu's room. Master Wu was sitting cross-legged on a mat under a large organic plant that was part of the organic life support package. Beside him was a small instrument. Is everything to your liking, Master Wu? Asked Kenom. Yes, said Wu. It's more than adequate. Good, said Kenom. If you need anything else, please let me know and I will get it for you. That won't be necessary. I need very little, was his reply. Kenom again felt a little awkward at the presence of Master Wu. After a few moments of silence, Kenom finally asked Mr. Wu, Mr. Wu, I have a feeling that you would not have come out here if you didn't suspect that I had the authority to force you to come. Master Wu smiled and then said, That's true. I suspect you have priority orders on your person. Am I right? Kenom was surprised by what he heard. How did you guess? He asked. You walk with authority of a priority patrolman, said Wu, yet you do not act with the authority of a priority patrolman. That is a sign of an honorable man. I appreciate honorable men. Kenom did not know how to respond. He knew one thing, however. He knew that he was in the presence of an extraordinary man. Somehow Kenom felt that nothing could be kept from Master Wu. No lie, no matter how small, would escape Master Wu's perceptive eyes. With a little guilt, Kenom said, "I must confess that I was not completely candid yesterday when I first talked to you. I should have also told you that Central Command was concerned that your presence here might cause some problems of a religious nature. The Flextons are, for the most part, God believers, and as you know, we have a small contingent of Plutons with their God Force beliefs stationed in the Central Dome. They felt..." Master Wu interrupted and said, "I understand." More silence. Kenom felt relieved that he had been completely honest with Mr. Wu. Not doing so had made him uncomfortable. Now that he told Master Wu, the real reason he was there, he was content to let Master Wu spend the rest of his time alone, if that's what he preferred. As Kenom turned to leave, Master Wu said, "And you? Which the two do you believe in?" Kenom paused, turned to the Master Wu, looked him in the eye, and said, "Neither."